Hi everyone on TikTok, hi everyone on Facebook. Sorry about the light. I used to have a really great little light, but it literally has just disappeared. I don't know where it is anymore. To do things like this so that I wouldn't have this problem, but don't have that. So unfortunately you've got an annoying light shining on my face. So today I am here on TikTok and Facebook, and the reason I wanted to come into both of these, both my free Facebook group, the C-Section Mums Healing Room, and onto TikTok, is because I'm talking about something that is a big issue. Sorry about my daughter in the background. And that issue is people not wanting to touch their scar or feeling like they have an inability to touch their scar. So if that sounds like you, put a hand up. Let me know in the comments. Does that sound like a problem that you have? Maybe you've seen my posts or other people's posts who talk about C-sections and who tell you how important it is to massage your scar. It is incredibly important to massage your scar. So having an inability to touch it is not good, right? It's not enough. Hi, Emily. Hold on, I'm just going to grab my daughter because she's just going to keep making noises otherwise. And generally she's very happy if she's here just watching me talk. So, yeah, Emily has this problem too. Anyone on TikTok has this problem? You can't touch your scar? Let me know in the comments. It is a big issue, and I hear it from people all the time. In fact, literally just yesterday or last night, whenever it was, somebody commented on one of my posts where I'm talking about massaging your scar and said I can't even think about touching it. And that is so normal. Yeah, Emily, I saw your question. I'll answer that in a bit. It is really, really normal. And so I wanted to talk about it in a wider platform, to here and to TikTok, because I just think everybody needs to understand what you can do about it, because there are things that you can do about it to ensure that you can still massage your scar, and why it is so important to massage your scar, and essentially why you mustn't let this barrier stop you. So let's start with the why it's so important. I'm just seeing a question come through from Emily on Facebook. Keep your questions coming, Emily, and I'll answer them closer to the end. That last one, I think I'll answer as we're kind of going through. So, why is it so important to massage your scar? Does anybody know? Can anybody hazard a guess? Have you seen posts from me before? Try taking a guess on TikTok or on Facebook. Why do you think it is so important? What is there that happens to your body after having a C-section that means you need to massage your scar? I'll give you a second to see if you reply and give me an answer. It's not a trick question. If you follow me, you should know, because I talk about it all the time. I'm not seeing anything come through from TikTok. I can see people are there. Hydration-ish, in a sense, yes. Essentially, that's what you're doing. You're hydrating the area. But why does it need hydrating? It needs hydrating because of scar tissue. This is the number one problem to everything C-section problem related, essentially. It is that darn scar tissue. Thing is, it is an amazing thing, and we need it, because without it, the incision wouldn't heal. Without it, we would never be able to have children again after having had a C-section. And we would never be able to even attempt something like a VBAC if scar tissue didn't exist. It's the most incredible, wonderful thing, but it causes so many problems because it's tight. I've just seen a question come through on TikTok. We're not talking about overhangs today, but by doing massage, that is one way to do it. Oh, thank you very much. Somebody said my daughter is beautiful. Well, my baby is beautiful. She is, I know. I've never massaged it once in 6 months as it's so sore. Yeah, so this takes me on to why it is so important. So we're talking about the fact that the scar tissue forms. So your scar tissue is what closes the wound, and it's what keeps it closed for the rest of your life. It's the stickiest super glue you could ever imagine. It's incredible. But because it is so sticky, it causes many problems. Pain being one of them. Itchiness being another. An overhang being a big one. Just trying to reel things off the top of my head, and my brain is not working. I did a post yesterday where I talked about, I kind of listed the many problems that can come with it. There are many, unfortunately. But the thing is, you don't have to live with them, and you don't have to have these problems. Yes, the sooner you massage your scar... Oh yeah, and the numbness. Somebody just reminded me of that, because you said, the numb feeling over my scar feels horrible. I hate touching it. And this is why people hate touching it, because it feels yucky. It feels awful, right? That's one of the reasons why we hate touching it. But without touching your scar, without massaging your scar, you're going to be left with problems like numbness, like pain, like an overhang, like itching, and all the other things that can come along with it. It's just not helpful for you to not massage your scar. To be able to say, I can't massage my scar because I can't bear the thought of touching it, I don't like touching it, shouldn't be a barrier for you. Another person is asking about oils. I'm going to come on to that. Same with the numbness, feels like it's not my body. So you're kind of, you're saying things that I wanted you to be saying, because these are the reasons that people struggle to touch their scar. Tell me in the comments, a couple of you already have, you said the numbness makes it feel yucky, you don't want to touch it. You said it makes it feel like it's not your body. Ew. These are exactly the phrases that I hear all the time. Anything else that you're feeling? Tell me in the comments. Tell me on Facebook. Tell me on TikTok. Why don't you like touching your scar? What is it that is giving you that feeling of ugh or ickiness or ew, as a lot of people say? It feels super sensitive even after 6 years. Yeah. Hypersensitivity, that kind of comes hand in hand with the numbness. Hypersensitivity is part of that, and one of the reasons why massage is so important. I hate feeling my overhang. Another super common reason, yes, because again, this is a new part of your body that you don't want to touch because it doesn't feel right. It's the dent too. It's not the visual for me. I thought it would be the sight, but it's the dent. Yeah. So that it's the feeling, right? So everything that I'm hearing from you guys is the feeling of touching it, the itching, and I'm very squeamish about it. Yeah. Which is again that sensation, isn't it, Emily, of like ickiness and ooh, and I just makes me feel yuck to touch it. I know exactly how you feel. I'm worried I could open the scar by massaging. This is also very common. I hear this a lot. I tell people to start massaging and they go, oh my God, but won't I open the scar? Isn't it going to reopen? Guys, scar tissue, once your scar has healed, it's highly unlikely that it is going to open. Now, there are the odd people out there who I hear from who have a scar that reopens at various times. There is another reason for this, and it's not massage, and it's basically to do with the way that they did the surgery. Some people, this is quite rare, some people who have what's it called, endometriosis, unfortunately, when the surgery is done, the surgeon accidentally kind of pulls some of these little endometriosis bits towards the scar. And then when people have their period or they ovulate, just like with standard endometriosis, you have this kind of, you have sensations that you feel, pains, bloating, things like that. You start seeing them and it can seem like your wound is opening, and it's not really. It's just, it's weeping, right? But guess what helps with these things? Massage. It's all down to massage, because by massaging you're softening the wound. I've had 3 cesareans now, so last was a little over a year ago. Would massage still help? Absolutely, yes. I can't tell you how many times people ask me this question. I've had a C-section 20 years ago, I've had a C-section 10 years ago, I've had a C-section 5 years ago. It doesn't matter when you had a C-section. Your rehab can start at any time, and massage and rehab will make a difference at any time. It doesn't matter when. Please believe me, I have worked with people who have been 20 years postpartum, post C-section, and have seen the results very quickly, just as quickly as somebody who starts doing massage at 8 weeks. It makes no difference when you start. You just have to start, because if you don't start, you won't see the difference and nothing will change, okay? So we've discussed what those reasons are. Let me go back to Emily's one about being worried about it opening. Remember I said scar tissue is like the stickiest super glue you can possibly find. It's not going to open, okay, by massaging. It's not going to open. If you think about the fact that how many women get pregnant after having had a C-section, right? What happens during pregnancy? Your belly stretches. How much does it stretch? Way more than you're going to stretch it by doing a massage. Does the scar open when people are pregnant? No. Does the scar open when people are in labour? Sometimes. But do you know how infrequent that is? The number is actually, if I can remember off the top of my head, 99.5% of all pregnancies attempting a VBAC are successful. That basically means a teeny tiny 5%, I think that's what the number is, may rupture. And for somebody to rupture, one, they would have had to have either, oh dear, been in labour for a very long time, or been induced. If you are thinking, just to go off topic for 1 second, if you are thinking about having a VBAC, do not get induced. It is well researched, it is well known, however, they still do it, that if you have had a previous C-section, you are more likely to rupture, a lot more likely to rupture, if you have an induction and then try and have a birth. If you don't get induced, you're very unlikely to rupture. With this little lady here, I did have a second C-section, but I was trying for a free birth. I went through 73 hours of labour. That is a long time to be in labour, a long time to be contracting, and I had no uterine rupture because I had had no induction. It was all natural. I only had an epidural at 53 hours. So this is how strong, I'm just trying to make you see how strong scar tissue is, right? If it can withstand 73 hours of labour, 73 hours of contractions, it can most definitely withstand you massaging your scar. Does that make you feel a little bit more comfortable and confident about the idea of massaging your scar and about the idea of it not opening when you massage it? Give me a thumbs up or just tell me, yes, that makes me feel a bit more confident. Thanks, Amy. I'm just having a look through these questions or comments that have come through on TikTok. My stomach hurts since mine. Remind me when you said it was, Francesca. Tell me, how do you get rid of the belly hang? By doing what I'm telling you. Massage is step number 1. I've had 3 C-sections, 3 kids. So you most definitely need massage. They tried scaring me and forcing me into my third cesarean, saying I was going to rupture. Yeah, they do this all the time. It is their tactic. Thank you, Emily. I'm glad that that's made you feel a bit more confident about it. My son is 4, my youngest, and if I push, it hurts. It's weird. It's not weird. It's common. And do you know what that is? It's the scar tissue. So basically, the scar tissue forms over your nerves, it forms over your muscles, it moves into and around everything that is surrounding those wounds and those incisions, right? And so what that does is it starts to affect your nerves. It sends weird messages to your nerves, so that's why it feels weird. Oh, okay, I'm going to start massaging. Yay, Francesca, amazing. Keep watching, because I'm going to tell you how you can start without having to touch your scar, in the beginning anyway. So yeah, it goes in and around everything, and it makes it feel weird because as it goes and disturbs the nerves get strange messages, and they send strange messages to the brain because they don't really know what's happening anymore. They've forgotten different sensations, and they're getting strange sensations from the scar tissue all the time. It's almost like, and that's why it gets so hypersensitive, imagine you were constantly like tapping on a part of your body, right? They do this as a torture method, right? You see it in movies, but they do use it as a torture method where they tap just a little drop of water on your head, right? Imagine if you were constantly tapping your belly where your scar is, and that tapping was constantly sending a message to your nerves that something is constantly touching me here. It's a little bit like that. Imagine that's what your nerves are experiencing. It's not pleasant for these poor nerves, and that's why it gets very hypersensitive and painful and itchy, because it's being constantly irritated. Can I use any kind of oil, or is there a specific oil? I'm going to come on to this. Keep watching, because I'm going to tell you how you can massage. Is there a proper specific way to... Yes, most definitely, 100% there is. Don't just start attacking your scar. There is a specific way to do scar massage. Bless you. Bless you. Bless you. Yeah, keep watching. So... This is why it is so important to massage your scar. How do you know... Ooh, my battery's running low on my laptop. Hold on. We don't want it to die and disappear off of Facebook. Let me just plug in. I thought I had done, actually, but apparently not. Let me just read this question. How do you know if your muscles have healed, fused together properly? You do a diastasis recti test, which I can show you how to do. Not right now, because we're not talking about that today, but if you want to book a call with me, we can have a look at that. Can I start massaging at 4 months, or is it too late? No, it is not too late. It is never too late, ever. 4 years, 4 months, 40 years, whenever, start now. So, the other thing to think about here as to the why does it feel so difficult to touch my scar is the experience. I'm not talking about the experience of touching your scar. We've discussed that. We know that it feels icky. We know that it feels numb. We know that it feels itchy. We know that we feel squeamish about it. But it's also the experience of the birth. Okay, now this isn't everybody. Some people have a very wonderful birth experience and yet still don't want to touch their scar. Now that could mean that we need to dig a little bit deeper, and maybe they feel like it was a wonderful experience, but maybe actually deep down something still makes them feel like they didn't get the experience they wanted. Do you know who the father is? Are you talking about my baby? Yes. Yeah, that reminds me, I can barely use my muscles to sit up. It hurts sometimes. Yeah, so again, massage is going to help you. So, what was I saying? Yeah, so the emotions of it. Some people will have a very beautiful birth, and some people might not, right? My first birth, my first C-section with my son, was a very traumatic experience. It was not a nice experience at all. I came out of that experience feeling very traumatized, and it took me a long time to recover emotionally from it. This one was a very different experience because I was very, very much prepared. Like I said, I went through labour. I went through 73 hours of labour. I wasn't planning a C-section. I was planning a free birth. It didn't go that way. I needed to have a C-section in the end because she was stuck. But regardless of the length of the labour and whatever, it was a beautiful experience, and I am in no way traumatised by it whatsoever. But I do remember when I first started massaging my scar after having had my son, and I only started massaging my scar, I think it was about 9 months after I had my son, so my first, because I didn't know anything about it then. I really struggled touching my scar. I touched it, I started trying to massage it, and I felt sick almost immediately. So I know how it feels, right? And for me, that was definitely a mixture of the emotional tie to it, as well as the feeling of touching it. Now, after this little one, when I started massaging my scar, which was at 7 weeks postpartum, doing contact massage, I didn't get that sick feeling, but it still made me feel yucky because it feels yucky. When you start touching it and you start massaging the scar, there are so many lumps and bumps and gristly bits that it doesn't feel natural, right? You know, you touch any other part of your body, you touch your belly around your ribs, there's no gristle there. There's some flab there for me. But there's no gristle. It's not lumpy, it's not bumpy, it's normal, right? That's what you expect tissues to feel like. But when you touch your scar, it's a different feeling, okay? I'm just seeing some questions. Sorry about the light. The sun kind of needs to go for just a second, just while I'm doing this live. I think we need to keep on exercising to get stronger down there. Okay, don't just assume you need to start doing exercises. You do, but you need to do the right exercises. My tummy still looks big and overhanging. My tummy's still hanging at 4 months. What do I do, please? It's so embarrassing. I hear you. This is step number 1. Massage is step number 1. If you want to get rid of your belly, if you want to start regaining strength, massage is number 1. Do not think that you can go straight into doing sit-ups, core exercises, planks, running, jumping, all the things that we think we should be able to do if you haven't done rehab. And for this, I'm talking if you are 4 years postpartum, 40 years postpartum, if you have never done any rehab and you have tried to go back and do sit-ups and whatever and you can't, that is because you need to rehab your scar. There are some people out there who manage to go back to it and don't have many problems, but they do tend to find they start having problems somewhere down the line. And those problems might be pain, might be itchiness, might be back pain, hip pain, heavy periods, you name it. So, whoops, just spilt my coffee, good stuff. Massage is step number 1. Why is massage step number 1? Because if you try to go into strengthening without releasing the scar tissue, your muscles don't get the message that they need in order to contract properly, in order to engage properly. And so all you end up doing is bearing down into your scar, bearing down into your lower belly, causing a pooch, causing an overhang, potentially causing pelvic floor issues like prolapse or leaking. And those are not things that you want to be experiencing from doing exercise. You want the opposite. I have all of those but itchy. Yeah, the itchiness is the scar tissue as well. All of these problems, guys, will go away with massage. And it is amazing how quickly your body can respond to massage. I've had people message me a week after starting massage. So I have a free massage guide, which I recommend you all grab. But I also have a video, which I recommend even more. It's only $5.99. So in the UK, price of a coffee and a cake. It's not a lot of money. And from this video, I have had people start massaging, and a week later, they tell me their numbness is starting to go. The pain is starting to go. It is incredible how quickly this can work. Please, can you make a video on how to massage properly? I have, so that's what I'm talking about. But I'm going to show you today how you can start massaging without having to touch the scar. Does it matter when you start massaging? No. I said this quite a few times in the live, because a lot of people have asked this question. It doesn't matter when you start massaging. It can be 4 years, it can be 40 years, it can be 4 months. Doesn't matter. Infected scar. If your scar is infected, you're not going to do any contact massage. You're not going to do any contact massage for at least 8 weeks. If your scar is infected, please go and see your GP. You need antibiotics and you need to clean it properly. Not with soap, with just water, and you need to keep it dry. If you join my free Facebook group, the C-Section Mums Healing Room, I have a post that I've done about that. I don't think I've done a post yet, actually, on TikTok about how to keep it clean. But once your scar has fully healed, once your scar has closed, then you can do contact massage on the scar and around the scar, okay? I've done that, just wanted to know about massage whilst it's infected. So yeah, I'm going to tell you about what you can do that is non-contact in a minute. So keep watching. And that this kind of stuff will be safe. I'm assuming if it's still infected, are you still in that kind of 8-week mark? Han. Let me know how many weeks postpartum you are. So we've established already in this live that it is very important to massage your scar. She's a month old tomorrow. Okay, so 4 weeks basically. Yeah, so you definitely don't want to be doing any contact massage anywhere yet. We need to massage the scar to soften the scar tissue. We need to massage the scar to overcome problems like itching, numbness, pain, overhang. Just trying to think if there was anything else that you guys mentioned. I think that's it. And to hydrate the area. We find it difficult to massage the scar because it feels yucky. It often has an emotional connotation to it, that an emotional barrier that we need to overcome. What scar? Your C-section scar. So if you're a C-section mum, this is what we're talking about today. Yes, C-section scar. If it is an emotional barrier, then there are some things that I'm going to suggest that you start doing before you start touching your scar. So first of all, I'm going to show you the technique in just a few seconds for how you massage your scar without touching your scar. Secondly, all of you, I would suggest do this because it's good for everybody, is you journal your experience. So you could do this in a couple of ways. You could get yourself a piece of paper, a couple pieces of paper maybe, and a pen, and write down your birth experience or birth experiences. You can stop and start as many times as you like. You can take as many days as you need to write it. But I really encourage you to do this because it helps to unpack the things that you felt. The problem is, for a lot of us, for all of us, and you can attest to this with giving me a thumbs up, we don't like to sit with discomfort, do we? We run away from it. Would you agree? Give me a like or a thumbs up if you don't like to sit with discomfort. You kind of feel a discomfort and then you go, I'm going to run away from that and I'm going to do something else. Morning. Tell me if that sounds familiar, right? Tell me if that sounds like you. Agreed. Thank you, Emily. It's very common. I don't like to do it either. I see myself doing it all the time. She's falling asleep. I don't have this problem now with regards to my births, because I have sat with that discomfort. I've worked on the discomfort that I had with regards to my first birth, and I've searched for any discomfort that I may have had with regards to my second birth, which I didn't have discomfort with her birth. It's things that happened after her birth. If you are interested, you can listen to my full birth story, her birth story, on a podcast called Unleash Your VBAC, which is by Carmen Cardosa and Kemi Johnson. There's 2 podcasts that I've recorded with them. One that explains her birth, and then one that explains the, excuse the language, shit show that happened afterwards. So that was the discomfort I had with hers afterwards. But we need to learn to sit. She's so good sitting there listening to you. Clearly I'm boring, right? Because she's fallen asleep. We need to learn to sit with discomfort, okay? It doesn't mean that you have to sit there and go, oh, this is horrible, I don't want to think about my birth, but I have to sit here and I have to think about it. That's not what I mean. There are ways to overcome these experiences and overcome these feelings, and it is by sitting and just seeing how you feel. You're not focusing on the experience as such. So I'm not saying sit there and think about all the things that were really traumatic. Write it down. As you're writing it down, if feelings start to come up, focus on the feelings. What are you feeling? Where is that feeling coming from? Okay? Share the live, encourage more viewers to share. Oh, thank you so much, Anne. Yeah. If you start feeling those feelings, sit, breathe through them, okay? As you breathe through them, they will start to get easier, I promise. It's not easy, but it will get easier, I promise. I had blood come out and called the ambulance, and they should have given me an emergency C-section, and they didn't. I'm sorry, Francesca. I mean, I hear stories like this a lot, especially with my Facebook group, the C-Section Mums Healing Room. We have over 3,000 members in there now, and there are lots of awful stories. So this is why I wanted to talk about this today. They let me until my son's heart dropped. It's just not good enough, you know. And these are the things that we need to address. Because without addressing them, you will find it really difficult to touch your scar. Our body holds emotion. It's not like we're a body and then somewhere in here is emotion that we can just lock away. If we lock it away, it will disperse outwards into our body. It will claim our body, right? This is not a woo-woo thing that I'm saying. There is a lot of research and a lot of evidence that shows out there that emotional experiences hold strong in our body and come out in various ways. So, as an example, people who suffer with anxiety, you can see it sometimes. They start feeling anxious and they might get a rash on their neck or their chest. People might start breaking out in acne. I hazard saying this one because I've had many members of my family die from this, but cancer, for a lot of people, is a stress. The thing that kind of brings it out is stress. And I have known of stories, people I know personally, as well as things that I have read, of people who have found out they have cancer and then worked on their body, their emotions, and overcome it without chemo. So this is how powerful. I'm just saying this because I want you to understand the power that emotions have over your body. Okay, so we need to start dealing with the experiences that we had in birth. I'm just going to read through these things. How awful. My first was worse. My second was quite a positive experience. First emergency C-section. Yeah, same as me. Second was a beautiful experience. You can do a meet the matron where you meet a midwife who can go through what happened. I don't suggest this personally. I did that with my first birth and it was re-traumatizing. I really don't recommend it. I tend to find people who do it get re-traumatized, and unfortunately, because of the state of the midwifery service, I'm not saying this is 100% across the board, but they will cover up things as they go through it, right? They get concerned the minute you want to have a meet the midwife conversation. They know it's because you've been through some sort of trauma, because that's why you've been told to go and have this conversation. And what often happens is they then go into cover up mode. So they have to go through all your notes and then see if there was anything that they made a mistake on. Yeah, I just don't recommend it, okay? What I do recommend is you seek out somebody, and I can recommend people like Kemi Johnson or Samantha Gadsden, who will take you through your notes in a very different way, will not re-traumatize you, but will help you go through your experience and understand it, okay? I can do this too, although I'm not experienced in it like Kemi and Samantha are. I would suggest that you do it with them, not me. My first was the worst too. My second was much better. My third was given a huge belly. Yeah, unfortunately, because of scar tissue, that's often what happens. I was just typing that they hide a lot. Yeah, we know these. They try to hide these secrets, right? You can also access all your labour records. Would you recommend this? They don't make that very easy to find. The only way that they give you access is by you going to your GP and asking for your notes. I listened to a podcast where a mum spoke to her scar daily while looking at it, saying thank you. Yeah, I recommend things like this too. When you start massaging and you start working on your scar or just touching your scar, talk to it. Remind yourself of, what came out of that, right? It's a good way to start healing. Giving me my baby and made her love it more. She drew hearts on it. Oh, that's really cute. I like that. How do you get access to your records? Yeah, go to your GP and ask them for your birth records. I basically hemorrhaged and was left, and a doctor came in and was shocked. He saved my son's life. These stories they're harrowing, aren't they, really? And they happen too often. I would love a massage. Me too. Had a failed VBAC 4 months ago due to sepsis and finding it difficult to get over. If you want to talk through that kind of thing, I can talk to you about that kind of thing. I know the feeling. Like I said, I was trying to free birth with her, but because of the preparation that I did, I don't feel like I came out of it feeling like I need to forgive anything. But we need to forgive ourselves for the things that happen. You can also email the hospital. My mum did it with hers. Yeah, you can do that too, that's true. But some hospitals won't hold on to your notes, which is why it's often better to go through your GP. What wash is safe for the scar? Water. That is the only thing you need. He looks so perfect. I thought it was a doll. My baby. Girl, firstly. Yeah, she is a little doll. GP won't have the birth records. It will be the hospital. Yeah, but when you go through your GP, they will go through your hospital and get it from them. If you try to do it through your hospital, they it's a bit of a nightmare because they're very, very busy. So it's better to go through your GP to get your notes. Okay, so I feel like we've kind of gone off on a bit of a tangent here, but I wanted to talk about it. So like I said, a good method is start journaling your experience. The other way you can journal is use voice notes. This is how I talked through my birth with her. I just voice noted myself and spoke it out loud, which is really helpful. She's beautiful. Oh, thank you so much. I'm 35 weeks and overweight, so my belly hangs over. I'm scared my scar won't be able to heal properly. It will. When you say you're 35 weeks, do you mean you're 35 weeks pregnant? Have you seen my Calm Caesarean Birth and Recovery workshop? It is available via the link in my bio. It's pre-recorded now. It was live a couple weeks ago, but in that workshop, it's a 2-hour workshop. I talk about the birth, like what you'll experience during your C-section, but in a very different way to kind of just, oh, here's what happens. We go through how do you overcome fears, and then a huge portion, about half of the workshop, deals with the recovery and how you can make sure that you keep your scar clean and all things like that. I'm 21 weeks. Okay, so now let's get on to massage. How do we massage? So many of you are asking me, what oils do I need to use? None. Do not use any oil. You can, but you don't need to. There are 2 forms of scar massage. Number 1 is using no oil. You'll get a different massage experience when you use no oil. Using oil often doesn't allow people to go as deep, in my experience. And at some point when we start doing massage, we need to go deeper with our massage. Number 2, when you start doing contact massage, which should only be when your scar has completely healed from like 6 to 8 weeks, and you start going into deep contact massage, what you're looking for is a kind of 4 out of 10 on the sensation scale. I don't necessarily like to say pain, because you don't want it to be painful, because if things are painful, we kind of retract away from them and we clench. You don't want to be doing that, because then you'll make your scar tissue worse. But you want to feel something. You want to be feeling like you are doing some good, some stretching, some sensations. So a 4 out of 10 on the sensation scale is what you're going to look for. But how do we massage the scar without having to touch it? Do you have to massage? What's the reason? Okay, I haven't yet figured out how you do this. If anybody can tell me, I would like to keep this live on my TikTok page, because many of you are going to need to go back. I've spoken at great length as to why you need to massage and why it's so important. Just for now, no, it is incredibly important. It will change everything for you, including getting rid of your overhang, numbness and itching. So you need to do massage. It's very important. No, don't worry. You don't need to apologise. I know you just got here. But I'm just saying, try and watch the live back when I finished. I'll be finished in 5-10 minutes. For those of you who have been here the whole time, I don't want to repeat it, because then it just gets boring, doesn't it? So, how do we massage the scar without touching it? When you finish the live, you go into your live settings and you can download from there. Thank you very much. That is what I will do. So, I wonder if I can put her down, because I would like to be able to stand up and show you something. Let me attempt it. Hold on. Sleeping baby. You know what this is like, right? It's like an operation trying to put down a sleeping baby. She's still asleep. Hooray, she's still asleep. Okay, so mission accomplished, exactly. Hopefully she stays asleep and I don't wake her up talking. I'm just having a look at my C-section is easier second time around now. I know what I'm doing. Yeah, this is often the case. So let me show you how do we do a massage without touching the scar. Number one, this is massage to do from day one, right? And it is the simplest thing in the world. I have shown this on many other lives and videos before, and it is belly breathing. So it looks like this. My belly button is here. You're going to bring your fingers onto your belly, over your clothing, with your fingertips touching, okay? Fingertips touching at your belly button. And you're going to breathe into your belly like this. So when you breathe in, your belly expands, your fingers will come away from each other. And when you breathe out, they'll come back together. Let me show you again. Okay, that is how we do it. I'll show you one more time and you can do it with me if you like. Now, why does this work? How is this a massage? Because breathing into your belly will open up and stretch the tissues. So if you kind of look at the lines of my clothing as I breathe, it's a shame I'm not wearing my stripy clothing because you can see how it kind of lifts and opens the scar, but watch my clothing. See how it moves and stretches? It does exactly that with your scar. Big, deep, full breaths? Yes. Big, deep, full breaths right into your belly, right down to your scar. I've had 4 C-sections. My belly is numb under my belly button now. That is because of the second incision that they make during the surgery, which is a vertical one that goes down the centre of your six-pack muscle. Not on the muscle, it's on the connective tissue. That is why we get pain down that centre belly. If you join my Facebook group, C-Section Mums Healing Room, I actually did a live about that exact problem, that exact pain, last week. And you can watch it on replay in the group. So after this, head over to Facebook, join C-Section Mums Healing Room, and you'll be able to watch the video there. But massage will start helping you overcome this problem. Right, now, once you are past 8 weeks, once your scar has completely healed, you need to start doing contact massage. So how do you do contact massage when you can't bear the idea of touching your scar? Like this. So, first of all, we can do it over our clothing. Let me just move my cameras down a little bit. We can do it over our clothing, right? That's why I'm not even going to bother taking my trousers down or top up or whatever, because I want to show you how you do this over your clothing. So my scar is here, right? It's down here. I'm going to have my fingers up here above my scar. You could even, if you don't want to be that close to your scar, be all the way up here. If you're going to start up here, you're going to do this one side and then the other, okay? And all we're going to do is we're going to pull and hold. So you're doing this laying down. I'm showing you standing, but you're going to lay down with your legs straight out on your back. You're grabbing your skin, you're grabbing your flesh above the scar, and you're pulling up and holding and breathing. Again, nice deep breaths down into the scar. If you're doing it further up and you're doing it like near your ribs, you're going to start one side and you're going to pull up. Then you're going to go to the middle, pull up. And again. You should be able to feel that pull. Can you give me, if you've done that with me just now, can you give me a thumbs up or let me know in the comments how that felt? How often should you do the breathing exercise from day 1? July, I'll be having my second C-section. As often as you like. with that breathing exercise, oh, my camera's gone funny on Facebook. With that breathing exercise, it's so gentle that you can do it as many times as you like, and I suggest that you do it as many times as you like. The more you do it, the better, really. Hold on. Just requested to join your Facebook group. Ah, fantastic, Kelsey. I'll let you in once I finish doing the live. Oh, sorry, I was confused by some messaging that was happening there, but it's not for me. Yeah, if you just did that pull and hold with me, please let me know how it felt. If you are pregnant, so who said that they're due? Aisha. If you go into the link in my bio, you'll see a link for my Calm Caesarean Birth and Recovery workshop. This is a 2-hour workshop, I mentioned it earlier, that takes you through the experience. You may, obviously, this is your second one, so you know what the experience is like, but I do it in a different way, which means this is really helpful for people even if they've had a C-section before. And then the biggest chunk of the workshop is about recovery. So I really recommend anyone who is pregnant and planning a C-section, go and grab my Calm Caesarean Birth workshop, and you'll have it for life. It will help you to know what to do afterwards. You look like a great mother. Oh, thank you so much. Did you have the blood clot needle in the stomach? For me, it was the needle. Ugh, yes, I hated that. Very much hated it. This is so informative and lots of information I didn't know. You explain everything very well. Oh, thank you so much. I do these lives a lot. I like to give you as much information as I can. But obviously there are other ways to work with me. So once you have started your massage, also I should mention, if you go to the link in my bio, this is for the TikTok watchers, you'll also find the link to my free massage guide. When you get the free massage guide, another thing will pop up that says get my scar massage video. The video is only £5.99, £5.99. In the UK, that would be equivalent to a coffee and a cake. So skip your coffee and cake for this week. Get yourself the scar massage video, because this goes deeper and further than the free guide. The free guide is really just the introduction to massage and talks about what you can do when in a sense, the free massage guide is going to tell you everything I've just told you. Okay? Plus a couple of other little things, but that's why I would really suggest that you get the scar massage video. I'm 5 months post C-section. Is it too late to start? No, absolutely not, Kelsey. I mentioned this a few times. A lot of people have asked me this. It doesn't matter if you're 5 months, 5 years, 50 years, just start. Hey, I get a sore lower back all the time, not something I struggled with before, 2 C-sections, 1 year and 2 weeks apart. Is this normal? It's normal. I say normal because any pain, any discomfort, any problem that is now being experienced that wasn't being experienced before is not normal. Okay, it's common, but it's not normal. Back pain is a big problem. It's very, 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 very common for C-section mums, and it is because of the scar. Okay, I'm not going to go into big detail on that because I'll do a live about that soon. But basically, oh, she's awake again, I think. Basically, the scar tissue pulls on your back. So by doing massage, you fix your back problems. I fixed mine in 1 week from starting my massage. I'm 6 weeks pregnant with my 3rd child, first 2 births with C-section. Can I start doing the massage now that I'm pregnant? You don't need to do massage while you're pregnant. I don't recommend that you do. Your pregnancy will stretch your scar anyway. So unless you're experiencing problems and pain, in that case, please book a free call with me and we can discuss options. You can work with me one-to-one. So at the moment, mums, those of you who, well, all of you, I run one-to-one, one-off sessions as well as one-to-one packages. But for this month only, because it is Caesarean Awareness Month, I am offering my one-to-one, one-off sessions at a discounted price. These sessions are hugely valuable. They are worth £175. I'm giving them at a discount, so you get them for £135. And if you need to pay that in a couple of instalments, we can do that, that's fine. But within these sessions, we work through whatever issues you're experiencing. I look at your body. We work through exercises that you can start doing, and then, this is the big thing, I give you a 4-week plan to follow that you then get to keep forever. Okay, you may then wish to work with me in a one-to-one package. You may then wish to work with me in one of my group coaching programs. My group coaching program is being revamped and will be relaunched in June, so look out for stuff with that. If you want to know more, go and grab my free guide, because then you'll have access to my emails and then I'll be letting people know. But yeah, at the moment you can get my one-to-one one-offs at a lovely discounted price. So if you want to know more, follow me on TikTok, send me a DM. Those of you on Facebook, feel free to send me a DM. It just means that I can create a bespoke plan for you. It's different to a group coaching program because that's all pre-made, it's not bespoke, okay? I will buy your guide. Go you. And that's amazing. Thank you, I have followed, so we'll keep an eye out. The massage now that I'm oh yeah, I read that. Just checking through because a few more questions have come in. My tummy never been right since C-section with twins 4 years ago. When I cough, something moves about in there. Massage. Start with massage, start releasing that scar tissue. This is why you're all experiencing these problems. It's the tightness from the scar tissue. 5 weeks postpartum and still walking very slow. That's normal. You had major surgery, mums. Major surgery. It's the most major surgery you can have, pretty much, right? It's the only surgery where they go through 7 layers of tissue. Please understand, it's not minor, okay? It takes a lot of healing. This is why we should be given rehab, but we're not. So that's why I do what I do. I want a C-section birth, but hospital are making it very difficult. Do I have to say? I don't know where you are in the world, but certainly in the UK, you can do whatever you want. I always say to people, though, if you can avoid a C-section, I wouldn't recommend that you have one necessarily, but if you really want one, then you should have the right to have that. It's your choice. I've requested to join the Facebook group. Amazing. I will let you guys in. I'm just going to go through these questions and then we're going to be finished, guys. Oh, something weird happened on Facebook. I think I'm still there, but it's just gone to another page. I must have accidentally pressed a button. So let me just have a quick look. Can ask for another consultant if they want. Oh, I see. Okay, so thank you very much for joining me live today. I hope it was informative. If you have any questions, please follow me, send me a DM on Facebook. I say that because on Instagram, sorry, I say that because I can't send you a message unless you're following me and have sent me a DM. So you need to follow me and DM me, and then I can message you. I'm in Scotland. I'm terrified of not being in control of the situation due to trauma. Okay, that makes complete sense, and that's a big reason. Oh yes, thank you, Emily. Thank you for reminding me, yes. Emily asked about swimming. So she said, I'm 6 weeks postpartum, am I able to start swimming? As long as your scar has completely closed, which I think you said in your message to me, your scar is completely closed and it's completely healed, then yeah, go for it. Go swimming. Enjoy. Why not? Oh, and in answer to your other question, I think I have kind of answered that about massage and coconut butter. You don't need to use any of them, but you can if you wish. I'll show you what I have. I have a couple of things actually, which a friend bought me and I really like them. So I have this from Weleda Stretch Mark massage oil, and I also have Stretch Mark body butter. Both are just really nice. They smell really nice and they're really lovely. I don't get anything for telling you about these, by the way. I just like them. But the only time I use them is when I am using these bad boys. These. I dropped the other one. Where's it gone? These are cups. So once you are well equipped with massage and you've started doing massage and you've been doing it for a long time and things have started to get easier, then you can get into advanced techniques like this.